time where we talk about current events, pop culture, and much more over coffee. And in today's Coffee Talk, brought to you by Mighty Missouri Coffee, we're talking about vacation rentals or Airbnbs, and where do you stay when you go on vacation? So, Michael, you brought this up as a topic, and I thought that was really interesting. I know you travel a lot, so I'm sure you deal with this a lot.
I do travel a lot, and oftentimes, especially when I'm traveling with a larger group, I'll stay in an Airbnb because it keeps us all together. And it's a good situation. I like Airbnbs. I like going to them. And I actually have great experience also traveling solo and doing Airbnbs where I'm actually staying in a room in someone's home. So I get to meet the family or the homeowner as well.
Interesting. Okay, I've never even heard that that was an option. Have you always had a good experience with it? Any bad experiences with Airbnb?
No, I think the only bad experiences would be, say, if I go to a house that quite doesn't have all the amenities that I really need to feel comfortable. You know, sometimes I gotta be like, oh.
Like a shower?
Look, I actually had one where the
Running
shower
water.
was a little dirty. That wasn't too cool, you know, but you know, different strokes for different folks. I made it through. First world problems, I guess.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, totally. How about for you, Amber? What do you prefer?
Well, one of my favorite things to do is travel. And for me, I don't care if I'm sleeping in a tent, sleeping in a nice 5-star hotel, or in some crummy something somewhere. I just love the travel. But I will say I've never stayed in an Airbnb until this last month. And my family and I got one in Minnesota. We got a cabin. And I liked what you were talking about here. There was 12 of us, 13 of us, and we could all be in the same place. Whereas back in the day, I don't know, 5 years ago, before Airbnb, we'd have to all coordinate and get, 5 hotel rooms in the same place. And so this makes it a lot easier, although I do love staying in different hotels. And I also love the feature on, and it's not just Airbnb, it's VRBO as well, which is a similar site, where you can stay on boats, you can stay in yurts, you can stay in tree houses. That's really cool to me, and I haven't done that yet, but I'd like to stay on a boat.
If you stay at a treehouse, you better take some pictures.
There
and show
are some
that here.
out there. I've seen them, and I mean, in certain places in the country. But
Yeah. Oh, that sounds like an adventure in itself. So it's not just somewhere to lay your head at night. I think I've had good and bad experiences with Airbnb. I 100% agree with you guys. When you're there with a group, your family, we went on vacation, and it was so wonderful. You just had to go get groceries, and then everything was great. They did have very strict rules, which I appreciated then because everything was so well maintained. I'd say the negative experience was when the pictures weren't quite the same as what the reality was. And we had rented this for a wedding, and the pool didn't work and the hot tub didn't work.
No.
So those are two big things.
That's a big thing. You know, if you're renting a house with a pool and a hot tub, you probably rented it for that's probably a huge reason why you got that one.
Huge. And so that was majorly disappointing. But, I suppose that can happen in a hotel too, where it's, maintenance or something.
You never know. Would you guys now take your home and offer it as a Airbnb or a vacation rental?
I would not. I just couldn't do it. I don't know who's staying in my house. And
I would get such negative reviews. They'd be like, who cleans this thing?
Well, that's the thing, too, is you have to keep it clean, and that's just not going to happen. How about you? Would you let people stay in your house?
You know, I am pretty personal about my space, but if I was traveling a lot, I think that'd be a great thing for me to offer my beautiful North Dakota
that's a good
prairie
idea.
home.
You would make some money.
And it is a great idea, and they could even meet your barn cats.
They could meet all the barn cats.
That could be part of it. Oh, I think you're onto something here. Okay, well, great discussion. Love hearing what you guys have to say about that. This has been our Coffee Talk, brought to you by Mighty Missouri Coffee.
Coming up next, we get to listen to some live local music.
Stay tuned to learn all about Tiffany and